Hello, welcome. We're glad you're here. We're going to be showing you my favorite app, one of my favorite apps with my star kindergarten student here. And you have tuned into Reading Simplified, where we help classroom teachers and any teacher of reading streamline her reading instruction and accelerate her students' achievement. And this young guy has been really doing that very well. He started with me in November in a 5-day challenge using one activity, which we call Switch It. And at that time, he didn't know how to blend CVC words, and he had 7-letter sounds. But now he's reading all the short vowels, he's reading all the many of the long vowels, and he is blending words, and he is memorizing sight words. So one of the things that I thought would be neat to show you was an app that he could use in the classroom or at home when he's not with a teacher. So you'll find, if you follow Reading Simplified, you'll notice we only have a handful of activities that we use with kids for word work that really crack the code for them quickly. Switch it, read it, and sort it, and sometimes build it. And so those activities are fairly well represented by this app that we're going to show off today. So it'll be interesting to see how the same activities that we've been working on in the instructional setting can also be done, well, with a teacher, can be done independently with the child. So hi, Vanessa, we're glad you're here. And if you are tuning in, say hi, tell us where you're from, and also consider sharing with a friend or including their name in the comments so they can find out about this cool app too. So, are you ready? Mm-hmm. Actually, before we get started, let me show everyone what he has done before. He did, let's just tune this around a little bit.
Oh, make everyone spin besides this one.
So, before today,
Oopsie.
he was practicing the long I sound. Oh, hi, Vanessa. Glad to see someone from New York. And he was working on this key sentence, which represents all the major spellings of the I sound. What's the key sentence again?
I like to find the right pie.
Awesome. So he read these words, and then he wrote them where they belonged, and he said each sound as he wrote them. So that is sorted. So this is an activity that is great to use in guided reading. But now I think it'd be great for you guys to see what he could do with an app if he was on his own. So that's what we're going to show you now. Okay, can you push that off to the side and get ready for this app?
Ooh.
Okay, don't get started yet. Let me teach the teachers just a little bit. Okay, so there's a little glare, so we're going to try to get rid of the glare. Can you put this in a triangle, this little thing in the back? Makes it into a little pyramid. Hey, there you go. Okay. Tuning in here. Oh, you know what? You're going ahead of me. I'm sorry. I had a little technological problem. Let me get this straight. Can you hold on so I can teach them? Don't go yet, okay? You can play with this while you walk if you want to. Oops, sorry. This is the fabulous nature of live video, right? You know, this is not staged. Okay, so can you hush for a minute just so I can share this and then we can play? These are the 2 levels that he's already pretty much surpassed. He can do build it or switch it here with CVC words and short vowels, or he could do build it or switch it here with short vowels and harder words like CVCC and CCVC. But now he's really he finds that challenge not too challenging, so he's going to do long vowels. Okay, you ready? Now it's your turn. So go ahead and press the long vowel. That's the green. Long vowels. We're going to be working on the sound I. Okay, so right here is the I, is a symbol for the I sound, long I. You want to tap it?
I want to tap.
No, let's do I because that's what you've been working on. Ow is something you can do later because we haven't even covered that. But you'll get to it. Thank you. Okay, so let's see. Did you get I? Let's see. Yeah? Okay, here's the next button.
Build the word sky.
Okay, so he's got
I.
Oh, they're tricky letters. Maybe you should slow down a little bit.
I. The word is sky.
Oh, watch it go. Watch it go.
I. What word?
Yeah.
Sky. Try again.
Okay, you can get it this time. Just pull it slowly. Listen, there you go. Slow her down. Slow down. Oh, you know what? You moved it about. It's bouncing around because you're rushing.
Sky. Terrific.
There you go. You nailed that one. Look, and there's the I.
Build the word fly.
The bird is going to fly away.
Oh.
Say each sound.
Oh. I fly, fly,
He's
fly,
segmenting,
fly.
and the computer's helping him segment too.
Only him.
Build the word dry. I dry. Awesome.
Okay, so where are all
Build
these
the word
words?
cry.
Let's finish that. K, real short.
I, baby.
Cry.
Cry, baby.
No.
Hold that thought. Now hold that thought. You're
Look at
rushing.
the picture.
You're rushing and
Ooh,
listen to me.
yeah,
Here,
good.
then listen to me.
That describes
Where?
the picture.
Where is that I that we just read in cry and fly? Where is it on the chart?
Cry, baby,
Remember?
cry,
Which
baby,
one of these?
cry.
That's
Is
right.
a dog who likes key lime pie.
Okay, now we're moving to reading. So he did segmenting really well with one spelling, and if you tap the picture, it'll read the sentence to you.
Spike is a dog who likes key. Spike is a dog who likes key lime pie. Great
Do you know what
job.
key lime pie is? It's kind of like a lemon
Look
pie.
at the
It's a little
picture.
different.
Look at the
It's
word.
a dog with
Build
a,
the sentence that
with a wedding
describes the
clothes
picture.
on.
Not what you expect, huh?
Spike dresses up to eat his
Ew.
pie. To eat dresses Spike his pie. To eat.
Remember the
His
sentence?
pie.
Let's think about what the sentence was.
Dresses up. To dresses up.
There you go.
To
Good fix.
eat his pie. Nice work.
Whiny perk.
Now it's switching and it's reading. And if you tap it, it'll read it for you, or you can read it yourself.
The title of the story is Spike.
And you notice we've got a couple different spellings for I, which is awesome. You're almost done. You're hanging in there. Ready? What's
Never
next?
breaks him.
Yeah.
Hinny poo.
Spike is a
Follow
dog.
with your eyes.
Spike is Kate's dog.
No mind.
Spike is a dog who has a weakness for key lime pie. Each Friday, Spike gets to eat key lime pie. If he's been a good dog.
Oh, so hold that thought for a second. This has a lot of the I sound words in it with different spellings, and it is also reviewing sounds that have been covered before, like the E in weakness and each and eat.
Spike likes to dress up in his best coat and tie to eat his pie.
Okay, Vanessa's asking a very good question. She wants to know how she can get this app. Do you happen to know the name? You want to tell her? It's Ready, Set, Read. You want to tell her? Okay, I'll tell her. That's a great question, Vanessa, and I just goofed and didn't tell you. So the app is called Ready, Set, Read, and you can get it in the iTunes App Store. He's going to keep going. Oh, he's got a new spelling for I, which is good, the word pie. And there's 2 Ready, Set, Read apps, so look for the one by Lupine Learning. Lupine as in a kind of flower, I believe, related to a flower. So Ready, Set, Read by Lupine Learning. Okay, let's see what he's doing now. He's back to a level in the app,
Build
still
the
I,
word tie. I.
but it's a different
tie.
spelling. And that's what I like about this app. It's not just
Build
one
the word pie.
spelling over and over again.
Hi. Unbelievable.
Where does that one go? Hi.
Build the word light.
Ooh.
I. Light.
Where does that I go?
In the
Where
middle.
does that?
Look
Where
at
does
the
that go
picture.
here?
Look at the words. This
Bingo.
Friday, Spike does not get pie.
Uh-oh.
Does not get pie. This Friday does not
Well, listen
get
to
pie.
Spike.
Does not get pie. Excellent.
Why?
Oh, we're gonna find out. That's a good question.
Look
There's
at the
something's
picture.
coming up in the
Look
story.
at the word. Why did he
Oh.
not get his pie?
Vanessa says, great job.
Why did he his pie not get his pie? Terrific!
Oh, now we get back to the story. And it's a repeat, but then it builds.
Spike is a dog. Spike is Kate's dog.
Rereading helps build fluency and confidence and
Spike
word
is a
knowledge.
dog who has a weakness for key lime pie. Each Friday, Spike gets to eat key lime pie. If he's been a good
I
dog.
really like how it follows the words with the
Spike
print,
likes to
with
dress
that little
up in
highlighting.
his best coat and tie to eat his pie.
So that's a review, but now there's something new.
This Friday, Spike does not get pie. Spike tries to think why. Why did he not get his pie?
Why do you think?
Why do you?
Do you know yet?
No.
Okay, so in the next lesson we'll find out. Night is the word.
I.
Night.
All right.
Fantastic.
So he can keep going through the 5 levels to figure out what happens with the story. And you can finish the story, or you could take a break. It's your choice. So I like, there's a lot of things that are really good about that app. Are you ready to take a break? So it's a long day for a kindergartner. It's 7:20 his time, so he may take a break now. But the app did several things that were, I think she went outside. You can go hunting for her. Maybe it's hide and seek. The app did several things that were really strong. First, the segmenting and building the word. We have to go hunting for her. The app did several good things. The building of the words, like having to build fly and pull the letter sounds down, is matching the letters to their sounds, and he has to segment as he does it. He was really good at segmenting. And she really did go outside. I heard her open the door, searching for mom. So that is similar to our Reading Simplified activity called Build It. And if you go to readingsimplified.com and click on the Start Here button, you can learn more about Build It. And so that's a really great part of that app. And then it went into sentence building. So we had to see the same words that had the target sound and various spellings, and that's one of the parts that makes it so cool. And then he had to move into sentence or story reading. Now, I did not ask him to read it because it was kind of long and he's still young, but he could read that with my support. And maybe later, after he's gone through the story, I'll have him read it. So sometimes for some students, depending on their level, you'd have them read it and help them through it, or sometimes they just listen to it the first time. Depends on how much energy they have and how much frustration they have and how many sight words they know. So if you have a student that you're working on the long I or any particular advanced phonics sound, and you're working with them doing these type of activities, switch it, build it, read it, sort it, in guided reading, this is the sort it. If you're doing those in guided reading and then you want the student to become independent but still get the practice on that target sound, like he is right now working on the I sound, then this is a great app to send him off on his own and get that extra practice. This time I did it with him because it was his first time really using it, and also to show you guys. But it's just one of my favorite ones for mapping really well onto the Reading Simplified approach and getting the phonics practice that you need. But not just phonics, it's also really strongly integrating sound and symbol relationships, which is vital for building a strong foundation for a reader. And it is one of my top 7 apps that I recommend, and I use almost every week with my students. And you can find that list if you go to readingsimplified.com, and on the right hand side of the page there is a little place to put your name and email, and you can get that free list of my top 7 apps. Ready, Set, Read by Lupine Learning is just one of them. And I hope that you find it beneficial. If you have any questions about this, let me know how we might use it, when you might use it. I can use it with beginners like my friend here who's a kindergarten student, or even 2nd and 3rd grade students who may be struggling. It's a great way to build phonics knowledge and to keep reinforcing that segmenting, the phonemic segmenting ability. So are there any questions before I tune out? I'll give you a few seconds. There's maybe a delay. I don't want you to feel as if these activities that we do at Reading Simplified always have to be done with one teacher. But I show them, I model them here, but they're, once you have the basic structure and you know how these activities work, they're very easy to send the students off and do them independently in centers. And apps can be a really powerful way to do that. One more thing, Vanessa, thank you for giving me an update. One other thing I thought I'd mention is that I would have this student here doing the I sound, but I might have other students doing maybe still some short vowels. So they could use the same app, and that could be the app of the day, but one group is at this level on the streamline pathway, and another group is at this level on the streamline pathway, and another one is at this level, and so on and so forth. So that is the purpose of this, one of the purposes of this layout for how to develop reading, how to move kids from not being able to read CVC words to becoming fluent. It's really a fairly simple progression. So if you're interested in this and you haven't seen this before, again, go to readingsimplified.com and click on Start Here. It's in the top middle section, and the Start Here button will send you to a place where you can learn a little bit more about this. So this is a way of getting kids' needs differentiated, meeting their needs, and then knowing what materials to use easily so you can flexibly adapt to kids' specific needs. All right, so thanks for tuning in. We'll be back soon with more about how to make reading simpler for anyone who is either beginning or struggling. Thanks for tuning in.